Do you feel like you're on a roller coaster of emotions, up, down, highs, lows, dips? Or do you feel like you're scattered all over the place in terms of your emotions? Well, I'm Teresa Lisum. I'm going to help you get off that roller coaster and feel more grounded and stable. So stick around. Did you know that smell is the fastest way to affect your mood? Because the aromatic molecules, which are very small, come in through your nose, have a direct route through the olfactory system and into the olfactory bulb. And that's directly connected to the limbic center of your brain. And that's where the emotions and your memories are stored. That in turn starts a cascading event of chemicals within 60 to 90 seconds that just move throughout your entire body. And the essential oils can interrupt old response patterns, old emotional response patterns, and prompt the creation of new neural pathways and help actually retrain your brain to respond in a healthier way. Isn't that cool? We all hold unresolved feelings within ourselves, and this is an opportunity to bring them to light, to the surface for transformation and healing. And our essential oils can help us every step of the way. We're going to release those emotions. We're going to be working on the feeling of unstable, instability today. And we're going to be using the essential oil called black spruce. Now, if you don't have black spruce, that's okay. You can grab another oil, another tree oil, and I'm going to give you some other suggestions. Juniper berry, Douglas fir, cedarwood, or vetiver. Those are all good oils you can use. Any oil that's from a tree. If you don't have any of those, but you do have an essential oil, just grab one for now. It can hold the space and substitute for the black spruce. If you have no essential oils, that's okay too, because you're going to tap into your imagination and your creativity and imagine, call in that oil with intention. And that oil will still work with you. That essence will still work with you through your imagination. That's cool too. Now, I do want you to know I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a fixer. I'm merely a guide along your journey to creating and claiming your wholeness and your emotional freedom. I'm holding space here on this side of the camera with loving kindness and compassion as you move through this process. And things may come up, but it's purely confidential because I can't hear them anyway, and I can't see you, but it's only for you. Just know that you're here to release unwanted emotions, in particular, the feelings of being unstable, so that you can access the answers and the solutions that are within you. And it is an honor to work with you today and to guide you through this. So we're working on releasing the emotion of unstableness, instability. And we're going to be using black spruce, as I already mentioned. I'm going to give you some, before I do that, I want to make sure you know that I'm going to ask you some questions, and they're for you to ponder. If you want to take them and run with them later, you're more than welcome to. But it's just going to get your brain thinking. What future event worries me? What future event worries me? What am I afraid I will lose? What am I afraid that I will lose? If you have some paper, something to jot down your thoughts, I invite you to do that. And maybe some insights will come to you to answer these questions after we go through this process. So I am going to invite you to close your eyes at this point and just scan your body and just see if you can notice where this emotion of being unstable, riding the roller coaster, experiencing the ups and downs of emotions, is that being held somewhere in your body? Just notice. And if you locate it, fantastic. If you don't, that's okay too. Not everybody does. Or just use your imagination. But once you have located that emotion of being unstable, not on solid ground, what are you noticing? Are you noticing a weight to it? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it wispy, fuzzy, or is it solid? Is there like a tightness to it? Maybe a compression? Does it have a color to it? Maybe it has a texture. Maybe it's rough. Maybe it's smooth. Maybe it's bumpy. Maybe it's jagged. Maybe it even has a sound. But just notice it. See what you're seeing. Imagine what you're imagining. Feel what you're feeling. And it takes energy. We all are expending energy to hold on to these emotions. So I'm going to invite you to repeat after me, either out loud or in your head. I'm going to go slow, and then I'll repeat it again in a more natural speed. I choose to release this feeling of instability, being unstable, with all of its negative attachments, and hold on me. I choose to release this feeling of unstable, being on a roller coaster, holding on for dear life. I'm choosing to release that with all of its negative attachments and hold on me. I now hand it over to the divine for transformation and healing. I now hand it over to the divine for transformation and healing. Have your essential oil handy. We're going to be using it here momentarily. With your eyes closed, see yourself releasing this feeling of being unstable. See yourself releasing it. It's floating away from you. It's floating out of you. It's going higher and farther away from you. Taking all of its attachments with it. Releasing, letting go, unraveling. Moving higher and higher, farther and farther away. Taking all of its attachments with it. Feel yourself becoming lighter and more free as it leaves your mind, your body, and your spirit. And see it completely taken away and dissolved by the divine. See it completely taken away and dissolved by the divine. And I invite you to take your essential oil and start breathing it in. with 3 deep cleansing breaths. Really bring in that oil, that aroma into your being, into your cells, into your energy, into that space that we just opened up after releasing that feeling of being unstable. And whenever you're complete, you're welcome to open your eyes and notice how you feel. Are you ready for a new experience now? Because now we're going to replace what we just released with a new way of being, a new way of thinking, retraining our brain to respond differently. And we're going to use that black spruce or that oil to anchor in that new way of being. We just use it to accelerate the release. Now we're going to use it to anchor in something new. So I'm going to give you some affirmations or declarations, whichever you prefer to refer to them as. I'm going to read them slow so you can repeat them to yourself, and then I'll repeat them again in a more fluid tone, a more fluid speed. There is a visualization that goes with this as well, so you can close your eyes for both of them. Or not. It's your experience. So here's the affirmation, the declaration, and you're more than welcome to breathe in your oil or have your oil handy as well. I am now accepting serenity and clarity. I am now accepting serenity and clarity. I can now trust in the rightness of my life. I can now trust in the rightness of my life. Now I want you to imagine a steady, calming light flowing around you and through you like a river. Imagine a steady, calming light. Maybe it's got a warmth to it, flowing around and through you like a river. And inhale that essential oil again. Really anchoring in that new way of being, that new affirmation, that new visualization. Breathe it in, bring in that light, bring in that serenity, bring in that clarity, bring in that trust. How are you feeling now? That's the process. We released feelings of being unstable. We brought in something new. We brought in clarity, serenity, peace, calm, light. I'm just going to ask you some questions before we finish up. Can you offer yourself compassion, self-forgiveness, and understanding for what you just learned through this experience? I hope so. And can you offer yourself some nurturing, some self-care? Because healing has started, healing will continue. You'll continue to get new insights, new emotions may bubble up over the course of the period of time. It's different for everybody, or it may not even happen for you. It's just normal and expected. So whatever happens for you is your experience. But let's decide right now how you're going to take care of yourself at this beginning point. I'm going to ask you to really do 2 things, and then the rest is up to you in terms of your self-care. Really would love for you to hydrate a little bit of extra water the rest of the day and into tomorrow. I really am going to invite you to move in whatever way you choose, whatever feels good to you. You might want to stretch. You might want to jump. You might want to swing around and shake. You might want to dance. You might want to do some yoga, qigong. You might want to sing. Whatever you feel moved to do, movement is important to help integrate all of the energy that we've shifted. You might want to rest later today. You might feel moved to go to bed sooner in the next couple of days. Take some extra naps. That's perfectly fine. Be okay with that. Give yourself permission. You might want to take this into your meditation. Take this into your prayer work. You might want to journal about what we just went through and what came up for you. You may want to walk. Outside would be perfect. If you can get out in nature, that would be a beautiful thing to do for yourself. You might want to take your essential oil and take a bath with it. Take a handful of Epsom salts, sprinkle it into the Epsom salts, and then sprinkle that Epsom salts into your bath water. If you're a bath person, you might want to just diffuse the oil in your space the next couple of days. The oil is there for you to work with and to support you through this process. Now, I would love for you also, beyond the self-care, is to choose something for yourself, some action step that you can do within the next 48 hours to move you forward in a positive direction into the future, into your new future. Do you need to reach out for support from someone? Do you need to establish or reestablish some boundaries? Do you need to forgive someone or forgive yourself? Again, do you need to journal? Do you need to sing about what you just went through? Do you need to write a letter? What can you do for yourself to hold yourself accountable with some action in the next 48 hours? And life will get in the way. Things will come up. You'll get distracted. How are you going to respond to that? Again, hold yourself accountable. Give yourself an action and how you can keep that commitment to yourself. How are you going to respond when life starts to distract you? And one more question. What has been the most powerful learning for you in this process? What's your most powerful takeaway? And if you feel moved to leave it in the comments, I would love that. Reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn. Maybe I'll be on Pinterest by the time you hear this recording. I'm working on that next. Let me know how this plays out for you. I'm going to invite you to put your hands on your heart and silently thank yourself for showing up to do this work. I honor you for that. Healing is a journey. You can come back to this video anytime you need or choose to. Walk through the process again. You have your oil. Listen to the affirmations again. Listen to the visualizations. Allow yourself to get into the experience again. And maybe you just need to unlayer the onions so you feel more grounded, more rooted, more stable. Maybe we didn't get it all this time. I hope this helps you step off of the roller coaster. You are divinely supported. And I invite you to trust that you have power within you, along with that divine support, to help you transform and heal. Thank you so much for sharing this time in this space with me. It is always an honor and a joy to be partner with you on this journey. So thank you so much. I honor you. Share this video with a friend if you think it will be helpful and beneficial to them. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Look for my other One Emotion at a Time videos and connect with me. Let me know how this is working for you. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you so much.